Pretty good. Hope you guys are having a good day. Had a lot of things on my mind recently that I feel now I can actually start having the energy to be able to start talking about. One of them I've always seen this subject portrayed in movies and TV in different ways. And some people don't understand it because they don't have the intelligence or the smarts, because intelligence and smarts are two totally different things. I'll get into that later, but, you know, it's not what I really realized about myself. Throughout everything, before I really realized what my problem was, part of it at least, and my problem the past few years with really fighting to be myself is I've never been able to conform into what society tells me I need to be, as far as what people say, well, you're not supposed to act that way, you're not supposed to talk that way, you're not supposed to dress that way, you're not supposed to say those words, you're not supposed to disobey rules that really aren't good rules. Just stupid, childish rules, you know? Throughout everything. I mean, never been able to really, you know, as sad as some people will find it, and as much as they'll piss them off over time meeting me and getting to know me, I'm not the kind of person to sit there and to have somebody tell me how I'm supposed to be, what I'm supposed to do, and sit there in judgment when I say something or type something, as I like to say when, you know, I'm online typing. Sadly, understanding is a emotion, feeling, whatever you want to call it, thought process, which really it is, but, you know, understanding does have to do with feeling, and, you know, but it really pisses me off how many people sit there and want to tell somebody what they're supposed to believe in as far as religion goes, how they're supposed to dress as far as what the world says you're supposed to dress like. If you're a girl, you're not supposed to always wear blue jeans and t-shirts and sweater jackets all the time, tennis shoes, and have your hair cut. You're supposed to wear makeup. You're supposed to wear next to nothing. You're supposed to be a stick figure. You're supposed to have a mind of your own and think for yourself. You're not supposed to be intelligent or smart, which some girls I've noticed really aren't. You're not supposed to see things for what they really are. For years, decades, I've never been able to use my intelligence or my smarts to really think, to really have true understanding of what's really going on around me in the world. And now that I'm out of that, seeing things as they really are, I hate it. Being stuck in a position where I can't do as much as I should be able to do, because people listen to the world and how the friends they're supposed to have and the kind of people they're supposed to help, and they get on, it's like, well, yeah, they'll sit there and tell you what you need to do, but not help you do it when they can help you do it. And I said this over and over. It's fucking ridiculous. I'm not the kind of person, I can only do things for so long that, when I've tried to conform, I can only do it for so long, and then I just can't. I can only get to that point to where it's like, I just can't do it. I don't like doing it. I don't like being lied to. I don't like being told this is the way it is. No, that's the way it is to you, to everyone else. But that's not the real way it is. We're lied to about so many things. And we've been lied to it for decades. Is there a God? We're lied to about that. We're told to believe that there is a God. We're told to believe that God's loving and caring and that God would never allow certain things to happen. That is the devil. Well, if you believe in any of that stuff, if you let that control you, then you're more brainwashed. I would say more, but you're in a sad state. Especially when you've been a good person and you've suffered your whole life and you went into religion to get help, but in the end, and it ended up screwing you over. Which, I know. I know what it's like. Because I was there. And I'm working on healing and closing those doors that were open. And not letting any more bad doors be opened. Or letting any good things that I already have, good things that I always had, good powers and good gifts, be taken away. being told how I'm supposed to look to find a man that I want, that I have to, you know, be this size, I have to act this way, I have to do what he says. You know, I have to be this perfect picture of what the world says I need to be to get the kind of man that I want. Instead of, well, no, how about it's the people that you got people like me that fight to get better and keep falling down, keep getting pushed down, keep having blocks around them to stop them from getting out there and getting the things they deserve. And then you got people who have that, who have doors opening to them all around them. But they're so ungrateful. They're so stupid. I mean, well, not all of them are stupid. Some are just plain stupid. It's true. Some people are just downright stupid. And some people, you know, there are good people and there are bad people. Well, those are the bad people. But there are people that are just so blinded by everything this world says. When they finally wake up, they're old, they've been with somebody they hate. They start to realize what they did with their life. Do you really want to be that kind of person? Do you really? It's like people that do one job their whole life. And they look back, it's like, man, I wish I could have done this and this and this. Well, why didn't you? Because the world says you're only supposed to do one thing your whole life. Okay. Why listen to it? Why listen to everybody in this world? Why listen to what this world tells everybody is the right thing to do? Why not have a mind of your own? Why not start thinking for yourself? Why not open your eyes to what's going on and start to do something about it? Stop conforming. You know, I've said this before. It's, you know, people for decades, they've said, oh, just, you know, move on, you know, just forget about it, leave it alone. You know, there's something you can do about it, you know, move on. Well, yeah, that's worked. Look at all these decades later. Things are worse in this world, aren't they? So you know what? Stop saying that. And stop living that way. Get off your ass if you can. And there are a lot of people who are watching this that can, but think they can't. You know, it's just, there are people that have things in their life. They're not seeing what they have around them to be able to help somebody. I don't really have a lot. The things I do have, I help people with. And everything that I can get in my life to make myself better helps the people I'm helping online and helps more people that I can get to that are not online or that I won't find online. You know, everything that I'm able to do to help myself and everybody that around me that will do something to help me get better, it'll help me, you know, do more for people to help them get better and to help that person get better. You know, I'm the kind of person that if you're in the state to be able to help me and you don't expect help from me. Don't. Because you had all those means. You had so many opportunities around you. But you were either too stupid to not realize you could help me, or you were blinded by, which the world says that too, that, you know, but I'm not talking about, you know, people that have stress in their life. I'm not, you know, there are a lot, you know, if you got things going on, if just things are so stressful, you know, Some people do what they can. I appreciate that because, I mean, I don't have a lot myself, but what I do have, what I help people with, I love it. And the more I do get, the more I can help them. I am, it's so much better when you can get better, feel better for yourself, so you can actually help the people around you. Because it sucks when you want to do more for people and you can't. So I'm not talking about people like that. I'm talking about people that have no excuses. That every excuse that they have is really an excuse, because there are things that people call excuses, but they're not excuses. They're actual valid. It's a fact. It's like, if someone is sick, if someone doesn't have, the power to always, get up and, just, have the energy and the power to be able to do something. Well, that's valid. And if they don't have people around them to be able to help them, they only have about one person around them to help them. Because, some people can only do so much, and as great as it is, it's not enough. More people have to help. I mean, it's always, I would say, it's kind of like, always keeping your options open. It's always nice to research, things and not just, look at one thing and go on that. You always need to, it's always nice to read more about something, talk to someone about something. It's always nice to get more information about something, because once you do that, you have more knowledge. It's like, oh, okay. Open your mind up. Open your understanding up. Open your knowledge up. Open your thinking up. Open your heart up. Don't be one-sided. Open your eyes up. Start to do something. I'm starting to learn about politics, but unfortunately, some of it's just too much of a headache, and some of the candidates are just crazier than normal people that are, not running for office or anything. It's just like, it's too much of a headache. But I'm slowly learning. But no matter what I learn, I'm never going to, and that's part of conforming too, is taking one thing and that's it. Because you've let that control you. You let that tell you this is the way it is. And you go on nothing else. Now, don't do that. Just, I want to keep my everything open and learn about everything before I really sit there and say, okay, well, this is the way it is and nothing else. Now, to have an idea, it's kind of like a dogma. If anybody's seen the movie Dogma, Kevin Smith, Silent Bob, I love Silent Bob. I would call myself more of a Silent Bob. If you were to compare yourself between Jay or Silent Bob, I'd be Silent Bob. And I guess that's a lot better because Jay is kind of a really, as cool as he is, man, I'd just rather be Silent Bob. Silent Bob's cool because if you think about it, the less you say, the better. Sometimes it's just better to be, to just, in the sense to where if there's nothing to say, why say anything, Anyway, but, sorry, I got off on a little tangent there, but, at the end, it's like, she tells him, he asks her, do you believe, and she's like, no, but I have an idea. It's better to have an idea of something than to say, because everybody has their versions of something. It's like science, One doctor will tell you one thing of a reason why this happens, and another doctor will tell you another thing, and so on and so on and so on. Well, not one of them is wrong, really, because it all depends on how your system works, which is how your immune system and your body works. Some people's work one way, some people's work different way. Some people, like me, works multiple ways. So it's never fun. But, you know, always just be open. And open, you can get more from an open window than you can a closed window. You can see things out of a closed window, but you can catch more things in an open window. You get what I'm saying? Be that kind of person. Don't conform. Get what I'm saying? If you don't, I'm sorry if this confuses you. I'm sorry. But I'm a nerd, so I tend not to say things in a normal way. So just, you know, just stop. Stop doing what everybody says is the right thing to do, and think for yourself, what is the right thing to do? Think for yourself. Got it? Great.